The impact is massive. Supply chain attacks have increased by 400% from 2020 to 2021.
Threat actors can easily target several organizations at once. You need security of the highest caliber.
Supply chain attacks have increased by 400% from 2020 to 2021. Yes, 400%.
Gridway finds that more than 80% of applications tested used at least one open source or third-party library containing a vulnerable or depreciated version with a security flaw. This makes those applications very vulnerable to threat actor exploitation.
Currently, the top 4 open source ecosystems, such as Java, JavaScript, Python and .NET combined, make up a total of 3 million projects with over 37 million project versions containing known and unknown security vulnerabilities. This equates to an average of 29% of project versions currently being utilised having known security vulnerabilities. That's almost 1 in 3 projects.
In 2021, developers worldwide had downloaded more than 2.2 trillion packages or components from open source or third-party ecosystems. The need to constantly iterate, coupled with developers looking for faster innovation, has led to a critical dependence on these open source and third-party software libraries.
Now, threat actors hunt for the vast number of applications and systems live on the internet utilizing misconfigured and depreciated open source and third-party software components. Threat actors can easily target several organizations at once, attempting to exploit these known and unknown security vulnerabilities. Once identified, they may be used to gain continued access to systems and application data, change application source code, exfiltrate data, and even hide malware in build and update processes.
Even when developers know how to use the most recent versions of libraries, the key dependencies within other libraries can result in a denial of service issues, becoming part of the application with certain components either not working or the entire application being non-functional.
Developers can't just look at common vulnerabilities and exposures, or CVEs, to keep track of vulnerable libraries, because not all vulnerabilities get assigned CVEs. More than 60% of vulnerable JavaScript libraries have security flaws without corresponding CVEs.
These key dependencies are usually included in the application, which pull code from older versions of these components.
In a recent report by the European Union's Agency for Cybersecurity, for about 58% of supply chain incidents analysed, the customer assets targeted were predominantly customer data, including personally identifiable information and the organisation's intellectual property.
December 2020 marked the most notable supply chain attack of the past year. The attack started with threat actors gaining access to SolarWinds' internal development tools to inject malicious code into SolarWinds' Orion update binaries. These Trojanized updates delivered a backdoor known as Sunburst and SolarGate to systems running Orion platform versions.
The impact is massive. Roughly 18,000 customers automatically pull these malicious updates, exposing the networks of large companies and government entities like the National Nuclear Security Administration.
In July 2021, the world witnessed another upstream software supply chain attack. In this case, the R-Evil ransomware group, otherwise known as Sodinokibi, discovered and exploited a zero-day vulnerability in Kaseya's Virtual System Administrator, VSA. The VSA tool is a remote monitoring and management software platform used by dozens of managed security service providers who service thousands of downstream customers.
This leaves 75% of the applications with vulnerable libraries that can be fixed by just updating the libraries. Most of the libraries with vulnerabilities from the OS Top 10 list also have updates available, as did over 90% of the flaws with public proof of concept exploits already having a fix available. Since attackers continue to target older vulnerabilities to attack systems, updating these components significantly reduces the attack surface. And when 3 out of 4 applications you use are vulnerable, well, you need security of the highest caliber.